Most people think July is when the garden winds down. Spring crops are done, tomatoes are cruising, you weed a little, you water a lot, and then September rolls in and it's over. I'm here to tell you that is wrong, dead wrong. July is not the end of your garden. July is the beginning of your second garden. And if you plant the right crops right now, this weekend if you can, you're gonna be harvesting fresh food in October and November while your neighbors are staring at empty dirt. 8 crops, all easy, all beginner-friendly, all going in the ground in the next 7 days. Let's go. Welcome back. So here's the mindset shift that changed everything for me. I used to think of my garden as one growing season. Spring, plant everything in May, harvest through summer, rip it out in September, cover with leaves, wait for next year. That is one garden a year. But once I understood that most of the vegetables I love, the greens, the roots, the peas, actually prefer cooler weather, and that fall in most of the country has plenty of growing days left after July, I realized I was cutting my harvest in half. Every year, for years. Now I grow 2 gardens, spring, summer, and summer planted fall. Same beds, same effort, double the food. And honestly, the fall harvest tastes better because cool nights sweeten up leaves and roots in a way summer heat never can. Here's the math, quick and simple. Find out your first fall frost date, Google first frost date, and your zip code takes 10 seconds. For most of the country, that lands somewhere between mid-October and mid-November. Count backwards from that date. If you're planting a crop that matures in 60 days and your frost is October 20th, you need to sow it by August 20th at the absolute latest. Give yourself a 2-week buffer for shorter days in fall. Plants grow slower as light drops, so really you want it in the ground by early August. Which means if you plant this week in mid-July, you have room for even the slower crops. That's why right now is the sweet spot. Wait 3 more weeks and your options shrink dramatically. Fast, generous, kids love picking them. Direct sow 1 inch deep, 3 inches apart, water in well. They'll be flowering in a month and producing pods a week later. Pick every other day and they'll keep giving until frost. 2 harvests in 1 plant. Baby the greens in salads at 30 days, then let the roots swell for pickling and roasting in fall. Sweetest after a light frost. Soak the seeds in warm water overnight before sowing for faster germination. The classic fall crop. Sow shallow, keep the top inch of soil consistently damp for 2 weeks, that's the hardest part, and thin ruthlessly once they sprout. Fall carrots after a frost are the sweetest vegetable you will ever eat in your life. The champion, kale gets sweeter and more tender as it cools down. Plants set out in July will feed you through Christmas in most zones. Start under a shade cloth if it's hot, transplant deep, water consistently. Winter kale is the reason to grow this crop. Lettuce hates summer heat, bolts, turns bitter. But sow it now, protect it with a shade cloth or a board propped over the row for the first 2 weeks, and by September you're eating salads that make grocery store lettuce taste like water. Loose leaf varieties like butter crunch or oak leaf are the most forgiving. The instant gratification crop. Sow this Sunday, eat by mid-August. Great for kids, great for filling in gaps between slower crops. Plant them between your carrots. The radishes come out before the carrots need the room and they break up the soil for carrot roots to push down through. Another cool weather lover. Bolts in summer heat, thrives in fall. Direct sow now under a shade cloth, thin to 4 inches apart, and by September you're eating spinach sautéed with garlic and olive oil in ways that make you forget the bagged stuff exists. Underrated, roasted turnips with butter and salt are one of the best things you can do with a vegetable. Plus the greens are delicious sautéed. 2 crops from 1 plant. Sow direct, thin to 4 inches, harvest when the roots are golf ball to tennis ball sized. Now the challenge with July planting, the seeds go into hot, dry soil under a hot sun and germination gets rough. Here's how I get around it. Shade cloth? A $10 piece of 30% shade cloth from a nursery draped over hoops or just staked flat over your row for the first 2 weeks. Drops the soil temperature 10 degrees, massive difference in germination rates. Board trick, no shade cloth, lay a plank of scrap wood right on top of the seeded row, check under it every morning. The second you see green sprouts, pull the board off. Simple, free works. Pre-soak your seeds, beets, chard, peas, beans, soak them in room temperature water overnight before planting. Cuts germination time in half in hot conditions. Water twice a day for the first 10 days after sowing. Not deep, just a light misting morning and evening to keep the top half-inch of soil damp until they sprout. Once they're up, back off and water deeply less often. Real quick so you don't waste seeds. Don't plant tomatoes, peppers, or eggplants now. They need 80+ days to fruit, and cold nights will shut them down before you get anything. Don't plant corn, same reason. Don't plant winter squash or pumpkins, you're too late, they needed to go in back in May. Save those seeds for next spring. Focus on the 8 I gave you, those are your fall harvest. Alright, here's your homework. Sit down tonight, look up your frost date, pick 3 crops off my list of 8 that sound the best to you, and go get the seeds this week. That's it. Don't try to do all 8, pick 3, get them in the ground by next Sunday. And come back and tell me what you planted in the comments. I'll be checking in. Tomorrow, Monday, we're talking about how to read your plant's leaves like a language, because your plants are telling you exactly what they need if you know how to look. Subscribe, hit like, and I'll see you then.